You're watching Midday News on MNN, the men's channel. The United States will offer a safe haven to Afghans who aid a military effort. German warships to head to China's Sea for dispute over territory. And finally, which fast food chains offer us the healthiest burgers? Today on Midday.
Good evening and welcome to Midday. At the top of the hour, in Afghanistan, where loyalists and contractors alike who aided in the war effort await word from the President Joe Biden and the United States government on final plans to offer refugee status to more Afghans who aided Americans in a new program. Now, thousands more Afghans who may be targets of Taliban violence due to their U.S. affiliation will have the opportunity to resettle as refugees in the United States under a new program announced by the State Department on Monday. The Priority 2 Refugee Program, as it's called, will cover Afghans who work for the U.S.-funded projects and for the U.S.-based non-government bodies and media outlets. The program, which the State Department said could help many thousands of Afghans, comes as fighting surges in Afghanistan ahead of the formal completion of the U.S. troop withdrawal of the end of this month. Now, many of those people are on the run, on the move from persecution, with the Taliban pushing to capture key provincial capitals. President Joe Biden has faced pressure from lawmakers and advocacy groups to help Afghans at risk of Taliban retaliation for helping us during the war because of their association with the United States during a 20-year war from the beginning of 9/11 to now. The program applies to Afghans who do not qualify for the special immigration visas programs that covers interpreters and others who work for the U.S. and their families. Roughly about 400 SIV applicants whose visas are in the final stages of processing and family members have arrived in recent days at the start of the evacuation effort dubbed Operation Allies Refugee. Now that includes as many as 50,000 people or more. From Russia, where Russia ambassador to the United States in Washington has asked 24 Russian diplomats to leave the country by September the 3rd, after their visas will expire, heightening tensions between the two countries. In an interview with the National Interest magazine published on Sunday, Ambassador Anatoly Antonov did not say whether the U.S. actions was prompted by a particular dispute. He said nearly all would be leaving without replacements because Washington has abruptly tightened visas issuing procedures. U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price responded to the comment, said on Monday that Washington was not using Russians' diplomatic visas to retaliate against Moscow. To Germany now, where a German warship steams out from the German ports to the South China Sea amid tensions with Beijing. Germany on Monday sent a warship to the South China Sea for the first time in almost 2 decades, joining other Western nations in expanding its military presence in the region and growing alarm over China's territorial ambitions. Now, China claims swaths of the South China Sea and has established military outposts on artificial islands in the waters that contain gas fields and rich fishing. Now, the U.S. Navy and the shore force against the Chinese territorial claims regularly conducts so-called freedom of navigation operations in which their vessels pass close by some of the contested islands. China, in turn, objects to the U.S. mission, saying they do not help promote peace or stability within the region. Washington has put countering China at the heart of its national security policy and seeks to rally partners against what it says are Beijing's increasingly coercive economic and foreign policies. Now, officials in Berlin have said the German Navy will stick to common trade routes. The frigate is not expected to sail through the Taiwan Straits either, another regular U.S. activity condemned by Beijing. Nevertheless, Berlin has made it clear the mission serves to stress the fact that Germany does not accept China's territorial claims. In our To Your Health segment, we bring you today the healthiest fast food burgers as recommended by nutritionists. Now, this begins with number 1, which they claim is Burger King's Whopper Jr. Can you imagine? Number 2 is In-N-Out Burger with onion protein style bun replaced with lettuce. Number 3 is the Jack in the Box hamburger. Number 4 is the Wendy's Junior Burger. And number 5 is the McDonald's hamburger. Number 6, they say is the Culver's Original Butter Burger single. And finally, number 7 rounds out the list with Steak and Shake's single steak burger. In technology from Singapore, Grab sales jumped 39% in Q1 ahead of record SPAC deal. On yesterday, Grab Southeast Asia, biggest ride-hailing to delivery service group's first quarter adjusted net sales rose 39% to a record $507 million, and the Singapore-based firm reduces losses on the back of strong performance in its deliveries business. Grab, which is going through a record merger worth nearly $40 billion with special purpose acquisitions company Ultima Growth Corp, reiterated that it expects to complete the deal in the fourth quarter. Now, the company's quarterly financial results were the first reported as it prepares to get listed. Grab said in a statement that its adjusted loss reduced to $111 million in its April quarter from $344 million a year earlier. And finally, in business, where McDonald's makes masks mandatory for all customers and employees. McDonald's Corporation on Monday confirmed that all its customers and staff will need to start wearing masks again inside its U.S. restaurants in the areas with high or substantial transmission capability. Now, this is regardless of whether they are vaccinated or not. The resurgence of COVID-19 cases in the United States due to the Delta variant and the new guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control, or the CDC, that requires fully vaccinated individuals to wear masks have led companies to change their plans on vaccination and masking. This is going around once again. Now, last week, major companies to include Alphabet Inc.'s Google, Uber Technologies Inc., and Facebook Inc. said all their U.S. employees must get vaccinated to step back into their offices. Now, for Midday, this is Charles Rivers. Make sure you guys join us on this channel tomorrow when we bring you the series Investigative Report, which is our investigative magazine. Now, this week's subject is Battered Husband Syndrome. Battered Husband Syndrome. Women who assault men behind closed doors. We'll leave you now, this afternoon, with a preview of that show. Thank you for watching.
Next on Investigative Report. Hollywood and television once believed it funny, the image of the abusive wife in face cream and rolling pin at the ready. But assault is no laughing matter, especially for the men who face it on a daily basis with a domestic partner. These men have been trained by societal norms not to come forward out of fear. Not the fear of physical harm, but the fear that comes with having someone you love locked away, and maybe locked away from her children as well. In this issue of Investigative Reports, we delve into the numbers of assaults, the types of assaults, as well as the polished public faces and hidden private lives these women use to get away with abuse. And now, Battered Husband Syndrome. Women who assault men behind closed doors.